try and first give you a sense of what this semiconductor shortage is all about. Now, the first thing here is that while we were in lockdown, car sales dipped, and the need for other electronic equipment, whether it be laptops, mobile phones, cameras, really increased because everybody was working from home. In that period, the semiconductor manufacturers went ahead and really diverted their capacities to these equipments rather than vehicles and cars. Now, what happened once lockdown really opened and everybody started going back to offices is that car sales have really boomed. And it is across the globe. If you look at US, you look at China, you look at Japan and India as well. And that is why there is a global shortage of semiconductors chips. Now, any electronic device, if it has to be connected to the mechanical part of the vehicle, needs a semiconductor chip, and there is a shortage of it. Now, then also what happens is that the pecking order of the countries comes in the way. So, suppose the US, China, Japan, they manufacture more vehicles than us. And that's why the allocation of those chips also varies from country to country. India is in the top 3 to 4, but not the topmost priority for many semiconductor manufacturers, even Bosch and Continental for that matter. Then what's happening is that India is left with or the manufacturers are left with a limited number of chips. So now what they're doing is they're really realigning their product mix. In that case, one, the preference of semiconductors, the preference of chips goes to the best-selling models, the models who have high waiting periods, and the models which are not that much in demand, their production gets decreased. So let's start with Hyundai. Now, Hyundai Creta has a waiting period of 4 to 6 months. That's why most of the semiconductors are now being aligned to a Creta vis-a-vis a Santro and the Grand i10. Now, the problem here is also the fact that a Creta will need many more semiconductors than a Grand i10 or a Santro, given the amount of electronic equipments Creta will have, given the fact that it's a high-end model. Same goes with Mahindra. Mahindra is focusing all its energies on a Thar, on an XUV 300 and a Scorpio. With Tata, they are focusing on the Nexon and the Altroz and the upcoming Safari, which they are very bullish on. So what happens there is that in case of Mahindra, the TUV really takes the back seat, the KUV takes the back seat, the Marazzo takes a back seat. In Tata, the Tiago and the Tigor which take a back seat. When you speak about Maruti things are better given the fact, as I said, that it's all about the bargaining power. Maruti, given the fact that it manufactures over 1.5 lakh vehicles every month, they still have the bargaining power, but they also are expecting that things will get better in the next couple of months. If that does not happen, even Maruti can get into trouble. The second point here is looking for the lower variant of the top selling models, because the higher the variant is, you want a sunroof, you want an ABS, you want an LED screen, you will need more semiconductors. So car makers are also at this point of time pushing the lower variants of top models, so at least they can decrease the waiting period by some extent.